So, and this new edition has been stemmed from, constant feedback from charities in terms of what they find useful. So yeah, I'll just present this here. Um, so in terms of the agenda for today, we are going to be running through the three core widgets. This will tie in as well into your campaigns. So we'll have a quick run through. I've set up a test campaign for today, just so you can see how everything works together. We have another exciting and really simple but effective new feature as well, which is SMS alerts. So we can run through this as well in the call. Essentially, what it does is once a fundraiser sets up their fundraising page for you, be it through a widget on your site, basically they get a text with the link to their fundraising page. So it stops them having to go into their email to try and find the page after they've registered, and they have it there and then. We are going to run through team and challenge functionality just because it's part of our campaign set up for today with the widget. We're going to run through the widget. Again, we've done all the hard work and the kind of coding and the technical side for you, so it's really easy in terms of the interface. So if anyone is worried and not feeling very tech savvy, don't worry at all. There is another option as well within the create a page widget that you can take a sign up fee as a person's first donation. So we can run through how you can do that as well in like a live demo. We'll have a live demo of the Donate Now widget and the campaign calendar widget as well. We'll leave time at the end for a Q&A, but if there's any kind of questions as we go along, you can pop them in the chat box, as we said, or in the Q&A section within the webinar. So we can go through them as we go along, but we'll definitely check back in the end then as well. Just for a quick recap in terms of who we are, I think another kind of common piece from charities is that you have so many different platforms to manage and go between. But for us, all funds go directly to you in real time. There's no platform fee. And unlike other platforms, we don't take bank charges by default. So you get 100% of those donations because the donor has the option to cover for you. More and more, we find the donors will cover this, the transaction charge as well. Unlike other platforms as well, there's no login or page activation required. So a key part of the widget concept as well was that, charities wanting to look at the drop off in terms of the sign up stages, and like looking to keep that constant engagement. And with us, there isn't that second step of a page activation. We have added built-in marketing and engagement tools. So if you want to have a more in-depth look at your campaigns, be it through Google Analytics or retargeting people who have visited your campaign with Facebook ads and Facebook pixels, we have really simple integrations for this as well. Again, if you're not that tech savvy, don't worry at all. We have full guides available for them as well to help you. And as well, a key thing, and we've actually added more development to this over this year as well, is free customizable comms journeys. So essentially, your fundraisers are constantly, so as soon as their page is created, they're on a communication journey with you. So these are now fully customizable as well for your charity. But the default text as well has been quite powerful for charities since we've launched it over the last 2 years. But these are again fully customizable. So your fundraisers are getting those kind of key milestone congratulation emails from you, as well as fundraising tips and encouragement to keep going. If they have paused, if they haven't had any donations to their page. So this is the current widget pack offering that we're going to run through today. So we have our Start Fundraising widget. So this essentially is a sign-up form that sits on your website directly. So a fundraiser can click on Start Fundraising for you on a specific campaign, and essentially they have their page instantly. There's no redirect to a different platform. And then as well, if you're adding on a fee, that's automatically going on their page as their first donation, and they're on that active communication journey then as well with their page. We have a campaign calendar, obviously, with the Event Master platform, like you have full access to set up your own fundraising events, and you're available for a really wide range of events on the system as well in terms of fundraising. The biggest obviously being the Dublin Marathon, but of course we do all the events for Athletics Ireland and Cycling Ireland, so a lot of those big participation events, you're going to be benefiting from organic selection in throughout the year. But for now, with the campaign calendar, this pulls in all those events that you're available for selection in, and the widget just sits on your website. So if a visitor to your website comes on and they're like, oh, I want to do an event, take part in a specific event for this charity, they can easily browse and pick whichever event they'd like to take part in for you. And the Donate Now button, again, very seamless integration with your site. Essentially, the widget sits in there onto your page, and it does what it says on the tin. You can take donations. This is a once-off donations, and there's also an option for regular giving as well. So we'll run through a more in-depth look at all those, but that's just a brief overview in terms of what we'll be covering today. So I'll stop the presenting and we'll do a demo. So for the create a campaign or the create a page widget, this is done through your fundraising campaigns. So when you go into your charity profile into your campaign section, obviously you have your public campaigns, which will be the likes of the Dublin Marathon, Cork Marathon, all those other events as well. But you can also set up your own customizable campaigns as well. Or we can do this for you. There's no setup cost for this either. Um, so I set up a test one here just for today, but the edit and the create a page or create a fundraising campaign button, all the settings are still the same anyway. So just to give you a quick overview in terms of what this looks like. Um, we've streamlined all this now as well. So in the main section, you just have your campaign name. You can write a short description of what the campaign is about. A lot of this is pre-filled for you. So your charity will be pulled in by default. Your logo will be pulled in by default. You just need to essentially name your campaign, give it a brief description, and put in your the dates you want the campaign to run for. We actually have a full webinar just for the campaign editor available online now as well. And there's also a full guide in the support section of the platform as well. So I can send out those guides after the call as well, just so you have everything all into one place. We have added in custom questions. These are totally optional, just in terms of what data you want to collect from fundraisers. But for the SMS, we have this enabled on this particular campaign. So just to show you the custom question section, you can easily reorder questions that are here already just by clicking the arrows. We have a library of custom questions for you as well. So if you click on the library of custom questions, for example, you might choose to add in like a waiver or collect a gender into the fundraiser sign up form as well. So there's a lot of pre-built questions there for you. So just close that there, and you can see that's been added in there for you. So they're essentially pre-made and you can reorder things then as you need then as well. If you need any help as well adding custom questions, just let us know. We can do any kind of one-on-one demos, but it's fairly straightforward, even if you want to set up a test campaign and have a play around with the different question settings as well. The only thing I added in extra for this particular campaign, it was just in the branding section, just adding in a custom banner just so it's more colourful. And as well, for this particular one, we are doing a 5K day in November challenge. So again, I guess this will be really key for you guys in terms of, especially coming into the new year. People are obviously looking for a way to get active and taking part in new activities. So just to show you the campaign integration, there's been huge success. I think we have a whole case study and previous webinar done with the Irish Heart Foundation and them using the system for their challenges and the success they've had with it. So again, very simple to set up. We're just going to tick on the enable challenge option, give it a brief description, and we are measuring kilometers for this particular one, but we also have the option to do custom ones. So for example, I think we had squats as a recent example, if you want to do a squat challenge throughout November, or it can be anything creative that you guys can think of as well. It kind of gives you full kind of flexibility to get your fundraisers to engage in the challenge as well. And then the other settings are just personal targets, which we have obviously the 5 kilometers, and then the campaign target as well, and whatever different whatever the activity is that you want your participants to take part in. And in the advanced section, then this is where you enable the SMS. So again, it's obviously a new tool, but obviously very powerful in terms of having that instant connection with your fundraisers. And they have that instant link to their fundraising page as well that can be easily shared from their mobile. They're not trying to open up their email account or to activate any page. They have it there. They have it in front of them instantly. Again, there is no cost for this function as well. So essentially, if you just tick the fundraising notification box, that enables it, and the mobile number from the custom questions will just pre-populate, because obviously we need to collect the mobile number in order to send the SMS. You also have the option to customize the sender name on the text message as well. So for example, if you didn't want it coming from Eventmaster, you can personalize that as well, so like they know it's coming from the charity, or whatever way you want to send out those communications as well. Is there any questions so far? Feel free to just pop them in the chat box or the Q&A if we're going too fast. Perfect. So we're happy with our oh, I'm actually making changes now. So we've made all our changes now to our campaign. We've set it up. We're happy with everything. And this is our campaign page. But for example, we don't want people to register by going to the campaign page. So if we want to use the widget option, instead of going into your campaigns, we're going to go into your widgets. So it's the second option from the bottom here, just above support. So this is where your 3 widgets are. So in each section, you actually have a guide for each one as well. Just in case any of you want to have another look through, if you're looking through any of them or want to set up any of them for your website. So the create a page widget is the one just at the very bottom here. So I'll just click into that one. So you have 2 options. So for this particular one, we don't have a deposit set up. So if you decide you don't want to take a deposit, all you're going to do is select the campaign. So we're going to do the 5K a day campaign that we've just set up. And then in here, so you're going to have a preview button as well. So you can have a look about what this looks like. So you'll see the first name, last name, email, the t-shirt size we added in as the custom question, the mobile number is there as well, and we just added in the gender option. By default, we have the built-in contact consent for GDPR as well. So you have a preview in terms of what this little block looks like that's going to sit into your website. I know for a lot of you, they can be quite small teams, or you have like a much wider team. So all you have to do in terms of getting this on your site is just copy and paste this text into these 2 pieces of text into your website, or just copy and paste them into your email and send them to your marketing team or web developer team that know exactly what to do. For myself, I'd be a very basic WordPress user, and it's again very simple just to add in the little blocks and just populate it with the code, and it'll pull through automatically for you as well. Again, if anyone needs any help with this, I'm more than happy to jump on a call and go through it as well for your kind of site in particular. But again, really handy that you have your preview option there, just so you can kind of test it out what it looks like as well on that. Now for the deposit, so again, really powerful option here to have on your campaign. So essentially when the person signs up for the the challenge or the campaign, or for whatever reason there's a cost associated with it, that can be added onto their page as their first donation. So they're already on an active fundraiser journey. So if I decide I want to take a deposit for that particular campaign, I'm just going to click on deposit page settings. This is one we've set up before, so I'll just add a new one. So I'm just going to pick my campaign. So it's their 5K a day campaign, and I decide I want to take a €15 deposit because, say, fundraisers might be getting a jacket or some kind of like merch as part of taking part, and you want to kind of cover part of the cost. So if I hit save, this is here in my deposit page settings. So for the 5K a day, I'm just going to click on view, and it's the very same as well. So you'll have a preview here in terms of this is for the 5K a day campaign. The amount is €15, and then you have the code to send to your marketing team or your website team, where you can put it in there yourself if you're comfortable, and you have your preview. So in this option, essentially you have the very same questions, and the only difference is they can click on continue to pay and essentially do the online transaction then for that to go through onto their fundraising page.
Can I
Perfect.
just say there, Leanne?
Yep.
So on this, it's very handy for campaigns such as, like, we'll say the Abseil challenge, where you'll take a deposit and then you require the rest of the money to be fundraised. So you're taking the deposit. That deposit is the first donation on the page, and as Leanne said, they're now on an active fundraising journey. So you can customize that journey then as well, and you only have to customize the active fundraisers. So it's a great way of creating those pages, getting the first donation, collecting those funds, and all done in one step on your website. So just as an example of where it could be used.
Yeah, I think the app sales are quite a big one in terms of the deposit side of things as well. Um, Perfect. Is it if there? I don't see any kind of questions coming through just yet. Perfect. Okay, so that is our campaign widget. So again, you have full access to, you know, easily set this up yourself. And again, there's no cost if or any setup cost or anything like that if you'd like us to get involved and help you get things started if you're a bit nervous about setting up your first one. Just as an example, kind of live example in terms of how this looks. In like a kind of real case scenario is the Breast Cancer Ireland. They've been doing their 2K a day throughout October. So this is the Breast Cancer Ireland website. So essentially they have their sign up form there. They were sending out t-shirts for participants taking part, so they would have added in the address, custom questions as well. So they have that instant fundraising page creation. Um, and then in terms of the campaign overall, again, it's been very successful for them. Um, you can see here that the total kilometers from everyone taking part is all pulled into the overall leaderboard, and it's nearly over 200,000 raised for the charity as well uh, through the campaign. So again, they've been really happy with this in terms of they have all the engagement and their Google ads and all their kind of paid promotion going directly to their site and then not going to an external one like this as well. And then similarly, I think in terms of, I know that the kind of lead generation through Facebook is really powerful as well. And that's again been really successful in terms of getting those leads and sign-ups through onto the website then as well. So it's kind of like a win-win in terms of uh, fundraisers engaging with the fundraising aspect of it, as well as the actual challenge component as well. So that was kind of in terms of this kind of the challenge feature being developed over the last while. That was been a key ask from charities. That there is kind of a specific kind of user design to kind of encourage that kind of constant flow of people updating their pages with fundraising and while taking part as well. Um, is there anything else you'd like to add in there for the create a page campaign, Louise, or are we all happy to move on to the next one?
I think another good use for the creator page is, the Dublin Marathon, the 2025 is coming up. So again, some charities would take a deposit just to kind of cover maybe if they purchase charity places and they'd like to collect a deposit. You can do that. You can set it at whatever amount you want. And again, it takes them on that journey. So if you were to have a page on your website just dedicated to the marathon event, again, it's a very clean way of collecting a deposit. You don't have to collect a deposit, but again, just creating those pages simply and easily, and reaching out to participants to run and fundraise for yourselves.
I think I've seen it as well, even in terms of like corporate packs, in terms of if you wanted any kind of corporate partners to kind of sign up or having that engagement with them, especially with being able to communicate being able to like customize that kind of comms flow and that journey that they're on, in terms of the email. So, they can download their kind of fundraising packs through your emails and things like that. It can be quite good. But just to show you what Louise was saying there in terms of the deposit. So if I click on add new, I can select like obviously this is our test charity, so there's not a huge amount to select from, but obviously you could have your Dublin Marathon option set up there. Perfect. So in terms of the engagement and analytics, we can go through the custom comms now as well if anyone's interested. You obviously have your automated fundraiser of the week feature. So again, it just helps you and your teams recognize your fundraisers as well, and for the Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel as well. So this is where your fundraiser of the week would be on your campaign. So it's there on your live campaign and automatically calculated for you. And in terms of the Google Analytics side of things, this can be done. Basically, we can just run through this for you and add in any kind of tracking that you'd like on the event or on the campaign as well. Perfect. Oh, comms, that's what we want to do. So in terms of your custom communication, so this is available within your communication tool section of your account. So it's pretty much midway down. So you have your automated communications option, and in this you have your active communications list and your inactive. So again, you can customize either or both. So to customize them, you just have to tick the box to enable it, and then you'll see the option to edit the template. So you can customize your subject line in the branding section as well of your campaign, as well as editing the sender name on the SMS. You can edit the sender name on your emails as well, just so it's more personalized and it's not coming from Eventmaster Funding. You have full control over that as well. So again, it's very handy just to copy and paste from Word. You can add in any images from your computer, and by default, your fundraiser's name is pulled in by default, and then you have your default click-throughs here for the fundraiser's fundraising page and their option to edit their fundraising page as well. So again, feel free to edit these yourselves as well, and have a look at them. In terms of the schedule, there is eight for eight, I think there's actually eight in each. So for active and inactive. For the active milestones, it is for their first donation, which would be the 0, and 1 is 100, and whatever the different amounts that you set for your fundraisers. You can configure what amounts that these emails are sent at in your account settings. So it's just down the very bottom of the account settings here. You have milestone 1, milestone 2, milestone 3. So these can be edited at any time as well, and they'll feed into your automated communications for fundraisers. I think sorry, it's a question there. Um, yes, Louise, we have this session recorded and we'll be sending it out after the call today or early tomorrow. Um, in fact, this is just I think I made a pre-recording just because I know I was conscious where it's 2K Day in October. I just took a quick video for a sign up through the system just earlier this week in case it was taken down. But just to show you all the flow, if you can see this. Um, this, let's see, it'll play. Yeah. Just in terms of what it looks like, in terms of the flow of the creating a page. So in this specific example, I just put in my own details to create a page on a campaign on it. If I'll just show you how it works with the interactions with the different drop downs and the addresses. All it's with those library of questions, it pulls in all the counties by default. And as you can see there, you have your it's directly available on screen. Obviously, I would have received a text message as well, but I can instantly click into my page, and I can share that straight away. And like I said, there's no activation required. I can just share it instantly just by clicking just clicking that through on screen. So for the Donate Now widget, again, we're just going to go back into our widget section. For the Donate Now widget, we don't need a campaign or anything. It's very straightforward. So I'm just going to go into your widgets just on the main navigation menu here. And in the Donate Now widget, very similar setup. You have a link to the guide in here as well at the very top. But again, very straightforward. You can just copy and paste that code, place it where you want it on your website, or again, just send those two pieces of code to your website team or your marketing team, whoever manages your website. In the preview, if you click on the preview, you have an example of what it looks like as well. This will pull in your custom color by default. So just for our test charity here, it's a red color. So essentially you have your different donations amounts, and there's an option to have an in memory of donation as well, which was a big ask for charities. Um, and for the regular giving part of this as well, we have it defaulted so that it kind of encourages more regular giving with your fundraisers. So especially so we have if you donate the €250 or €21 monthly in any 1 year, we can reclaim that tax paid at no extra cost to you. So essentially, it's encouraging more from your donors as well, just by picking that particular amount and the difference that it'll make for you. So again, it works the very same as the create a page widget, and it's all automated for you as well. Once these are, say, if you do have or if you do have donors that have opted for the Give Monthly, it will appear in your subscription area of your account. So again, this is our test one, so it wouldn't be active for our test charity, but that's where your regular givers would appear for you, so you can manage everything. And the very last one is the campaign calendar widget. So if I open up this again, it's just very simple, the code just to send on to your website team or your marketing team, whoever manages the site. And you also have your preview link of what this, oh, sorry, this is our test one, so I don't actually have it on this particular one. Our test campaign isn't available for live selection on the platform, so no one can choose to fundraise for it. But I can send actually, just to show you, I have our guide ready here for our campaign calendar widget in the support section. Again, if you need to find any support resources, this is in the very bottom click through of your charity account, just so you always have easy access to get into it. So anything new in here, so even the The SMS guide has been recently added, all the details on the widget pack. And again, any guide, you could even search for kind of certain keywords if you're looking for help in a particular area. But for the campaign calendar widget here, this is what it will look like on your charity page. So essentially, it pulls in all the events that you're available for selection on. You can control this as well through your sub campaigns. I think by default, Louise, the sub campaigns will be pulled in there automatically for you.
Yeah, and your own campaigns will show there first as well.
Yeah, so obviously if for that one, like for say for example, if I was Breast Cancer Ireland with the 5K day and this was the campaign calendar widget on the site, like their 2K day campaign would be there first ahead of any kind of other public campaigns. So your own kind of branded ones get automatically get preference in terms of how they display. And also now it's actually uh I think it's six that will appear by default in instead of the three. So your donors can search in the drop down or search particular or just browse through the different events and campaigns that they can support you in. Um, Again, for this, it isn't like other kind of normal campaigns. So, for example, if I was a fundraiser coming on to your site and I wanted to say take part in the Cook Medical Mini Marathon for you, and if I clicked on start fundraising, I wouldn't have the option to select a different charity. It's automatically I want to start fundraising for your specific charity. There is no other ask to pick a charity. It's not a generic campaign. It's your fully customized sub campaign that would be there. Um, Perfect. That is that one. A sneak preview of what we're working on next on the widget side of things. I think I have a test page set up here. Yeah. This is our create an event widget. So again, I think it's going to be available before Christmas. This is our test model that we have here. So it's very similar to the other widgets. It's just a block that sits into your website. So essentially, if somebody wants to create their own event for you, so they don't want to take part in an event, they want to set up a coffee morning or some kind of fun walk or, family event or anything like that for you, they can create an event. So what this is essentially a form that collects their details and the details of the event that they want to set up for you. So the key difference with this is, and the key piece of functionality is that once they submit this form, you'll get an alert with their details, but it will also set up a draft event in Eventmaster. So essentially, we'll both work with you in terms of getting the event set up. So essentially, it streamlines a lot of that for you and for the person who wants to set up the event. So they already have a draft ready to go, and all the funds can go directly to you in real time. So it basically streamlines a lot of that for you, and you kind of have full overview of the process. No event would be published unless the charity gives the final go ahead, and you have full overview of that process as well. Um, so I think a kind of common query that was coming in was that, a lot of the time, charities would have people that want to set up events for them, and they're asking the charity, "Oh, how do I send you the money?" or "How do I do this?" or "What would you recommend?" It just streamlines all that for you, where they can fill in this form, you have their details, the draft event is there and ready to go. It's already connected to your Stripe account, so you can receive the funds in real time. And we'll be working with the actual organizer in terms of getting the event set up, making sure they're comfortable, showing them around in terms of how they can manage the event. So we're that constant support for them on the other side of it as well from the event and the whole technical point of view. So again, very streamlined from your perspective. If you're short on, you kind of for you guys, you have more time to engage with the actual fundraiser and the impact they're making rather than trying to help on the technical side of things. That's what we're there to help with. Um, do you have anything to add there, Louise? Actually, I know you've been kind of keen working with the engineers on this particular one.
Yeah, so I suppose it's just like you said, less admin work for the charities. The organizer would fill this in. The charity has approval on that event. It's created in draft. It's also automatically creates a fundraising campaign behind that event. And it's all very streamlined. And as Leanne said, we're there to support then on the technical side of getting that event to um, a live event and taking online sales. So yeah.
Perfect. I don't think any other questions have come through while we were chatting. If there's anything else, pop them in there now, guys, and we can go through anything, even if it's just general kind of queries on the platform. If there's any other support resources as well that you think would be useful, definitely let us know. And we can add them and circulate them as well with the recording. And yeah, I guess thank you so much for joining us. Oh, sorry, there's another question there. Is there notification if someone signs up for a race event, say Fastlane Marathon or other? Yep, there is, Patrick. So if you want to have fundraiser alerts turned on, this is done in your account settings tab. So again, this is just our test charity. So in here, just under your organization story is I would like to be notified of new fundraisers on a campaign. So you have the option to turn these off. You can have daily alerts, so you have just like a daily overview of the number of new pages that were set up, or you can get an alert for each page that's set up for your charity, and then just save that down the bottom as well. Oh, it's empty. But yeah, that's where you would control your notifications for the new fundraisers. Um, Great. Again, if there's any, we'll have the recording sent out hopefully later today once I get it back from this, and well, I can send out any other support guides as well. Um, and yeah, like I said, there's no cost for this. And again, if you need any help with any kind of setup or anything like that, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. We'd be delighted to help you guys. Thanks so much. Have a nice afternoon.